You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
That's right.
Willie D from the Ghetto Boys.
Hey.
We say Ghetto Boys, but we don't say formally Ghetto Boy. We can say Ghetto Boys.
Say Ghetto Boy. I'm a Ghetto Boy for life.
All right, there we go.
Now you was a Golden Glove boxer originally, right?
Yes, sir.
What made you get in the rap? Like, why you didn't pursue knocking people out?
Well, after I won the Golden Gloves championship for the state of Texas, I came to a crossroads. I figured out, I had two things that I could really, really do well. I could fight and I could rap.
Okay.
And I came down to making a decision. So the way I did it was that I thought about it. I was like, well, the girls like rap, the girls like boxing. You can make a lot of money in rapping, you can make a lot of money boxing. But at the end of the night, I don't have any headaches after I rap.
Gotcha.
Oh, gotcha.
Or you could have been like Roy Jones Jr. You could have rapped and bought yourself out and then fought.
Y'all must have forgot.
Exactly. That was a bad boy, huh?
Yeah, Roy was a beast now.
Roy.
Not rapping, but fighting wise. Yeah.
I don't know. He's better than a lot of the rappers that I hear.
Y'all must have forgot it wasn't bad.
Yeah, y'all must have forgot it wasn't a bad record.
You
Yeah.
still remember it.
It was a good song.
Now you got expelled from fighting in high school a lot, right?
I did, man. I did. I missed graduation for fighting, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I held a grudge against my high school for a long time. I held a grudge for a long time because I was like, man, they could have let me graduate. I've been fighting all these damn years and they ain't never expelled me.
Yeah.
So they wait till 2 months before graduation to kick me out of school for good.
Damn.
Well, who'd you beat up?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I can't even really say I beat the dude up. Me and this dude was scrapping from A lunch to B lunch.
Gotcha.
Nail but hard.
Was he Mexican?
No, black dude, man.
Oh, the Mexicans fight forever.
I mean, never go hard. I mean, this boy could go hard. I mean, we was squabbling, and the principal tried to break us up like a couple of times, and we went around him and just.
Well, maybe that's the reason he suspended y'all.
That's why.
The first time y'all have been good money.
That's what it was. It was like, man, this dude is out of control. We can't control him. That's it. But I just felt like, man, they should have just put me in an alternative school or program or sent me to SAC, some type of detention or something like they've always done, been able to manage kids like me, challenging kids.
Boy, they couldn't fight you, so they probably scared. They probably scared of you. You see what that kid did to what's the comedian's name?
Oh, Cat Williams.
You see what that kid did to Cat Williams?
Yeah.
You got to be careful with these kids out there now.
Yeah, that was one of those situations, man, where cats handlers should have been a little bit more careful. When you have somebody, like Cat Williams that, has that type of temperament, you have to make sure that you put certain safeguards in place to make sure he don't find himself in those type of predicaments. Mm-hmm. If I would have been around Cat, that would have never happened.
It seemed like he was trying to do a nice thing though, like go to a neighborhood,
play with the kids.
Yeah,
and
he
then
was.
He just took a left turn.
He was, but you could see that left turn coming from a mile away.
Right.
And see, that's the whole idea when you have these so-called security people, bodyguards and stuff like that. They're supposed to be able to prevent things from happening, not wait till things try to happen and then watch them progress and then try to step in like they did. Right. You see, I don't even hire those type of people. Some guys, when you hire them, they want to come in and say, well, I got your back, baby. I got you. I'm looking for it. They put the gloves on. They ready to squat.
Right.
If you have somebody, a security person working for you, and they're always getting into it with people like that, you got the wrong kind of people working for you. The idea is to prevent.
Yes.
It is to prevent, and put certain elements in place so that you don't have to have those type of situations.
We had to talk with you about that, Charlamagne. Remember in Miami, who was telling you that security's purpose is not to turn the situation up, but more to make sure there is a situation.
BK Rule.
Yeah, shout out to Rule.
One of my guys that grabbed somebody and threw him out of a restaurant.
Yeah.
Mace.
Just reacted real quick.
Let me tell you something, man. Confrontation is costly. Mm-hmm. Violence is costly.
Absolutely.
Even if you win, it's still costly. Somebody come back and sue you, or you got to watch your back for the rest of your life, especially if you're going up against the real. So
that's why I like pissing off people that's richer than me.
Yeah.
Because then if they hit me and we get the best of them, I can still sue them. They can't get nothing out of suing
me. They have everything to lose. You have nothing to lose.
Well, you run up against the wrong rich real person.
Yeah, it be all over.
Yeah. It could be a rap. It could be a rap.
Well, how's your temperament now?
Very, very good. Thanks to me growing up. sometimes some people don't want you to grow up. It's people around you, friends, family members. They want things to be like they've always been. Mm-hmm. And if you're not growing, you're stuck. And if you're stuck, you're not going anywhere.
Word. So
my thing is, I've always taken pride in trying to better myself as a man. I try not to make the same mistakes over. I'm gonna make mistakes, but I try not to repeat the same mistakes. And sometimes I'm on Facebook a lot. So I remember this past Mother's Day, I said, "Happy Mother's Day, ladies." That's a simple statement, right?
Minding my business.
Simple enough, right? Some dude responded, "Well, what about the bald head hoes?" like where does that come from, man? It's a time and it's a place.
What's wrong with people, right?
Well, it's a time and it's a time and a place for everything, So for me, I don't get it, man. I'm really about growth and I think a lot of people, talk about real. A lot of people think being real is just being raw and loud and boisterous and all that type of stuff. Man, some of the realest people that I know, you don't even know.
Right. Yeah, that's why I say all killers like to laugh or be real quiet.
Yeah.
Every real like hood nigga I know is either like to laugh a lot or just real quiet minded business.
Exactly.
Now talk to us about Ghetto Boys. How did Ghetto Boys come together?
Very carefully. That was the brainchild of Jay. Everybody knows Jay Prince.
Salute to Jay Prince.
Yeah, I started as a battle rapper. Then I got signed to rap a lot through my barber. My barber name was Harvey, and he had what do you call it, tracheotomy?
Oh, that's the thing when you talk through the thing.
Well, yeah.
You smoke
well, he didn't have to talk through that, but yeah, he had a surgery,
gotcha.
And he would talk like this. Say, "Yeah, man, I heard you be winning them contests. You need to get with Jay, and he got the money, you got the talent. Y'all put it together, then make a movie. Y'all blow it up, make a movie, and then put me in it." So that was his. Yeah, he was like, "Put me in it." So Harvey, he really was the guy that was really pushing me to get signed to rap a lot. Me and Jay, even though we're from the same neighborhood, we're from literally two sides of the track, opposite sides of the track. So I was, at that time, very confident and very arrogant about my talents as a hip-hop artist. I was like, I'm the best dude in the city, period. Can't nobody mess with me, right? That was in my head, right?
That's that boxing swag,
So
too.
I was like, man, he knows who I am. He know what I'm doing. I'm wrecking these fools. He know I'm the man. Come to me. I ain't got no money. I ain't got 2 pennies to rub together.
Meanwhile, Jay Prince the man.
Jay Prince. Jay sitting back like, okay, he got to come to me. But thanks to Harvey finally convinced me one day. He was like, man, and this was after maybe about a year or so.
Right.
He was like, and every single week he would ask me, man, get with Jay. Y'all need to get together. So finally, I just gave him a phone number and didn't even think. I just really gave him the phone number to shut him up.
Right.
And a couple weeks later, Jay called me. I went in, did an audition for the whole staff and some of the other artists that was on the label at the time, and he signed me. And then after I got signed as a solo artist, he asked me to write a couple songs for the Ghetto Boys.
The original Ghetto Boys.
The original Ghetto Boys that were already in motion. So I was like, I wrote "Let a Hoe Be a Hoe" and "Do It Like a Geo." Those were the first songs I wrote for Ghetto Boys. And the current members, they didn't like the songs. They were like, I don't want to do that. We don't want to rap that way. So Jay gave him an ultimatum. He said, look, man, y'all do this or go solo. Because he was feeling it and everybody around him was feeling it. So one guy went solo, Johnny Prince, who's from New Jersey, a hell of a rapper. He's from Trenton. He decided that he was go solo, and Jukebox was going to remain in the group, and then it was going to be me.
Right.
So once we started thinking about this whole new direction, Jay came to me and said, man, I got this new dude named DJ Action from the South Side. Everybody know today is Scarface. So he's like, I want y'all to be the group. You, DJ Action, and Jukebox. So we went in the studio. First day, that was the first day that I ever met Scarface. Went in the studio to record the album, and Jukebox quit. He had some personal issues. He quit. And so we sitting around and we're thinking, okay, now we're a 2-man crew.
Did y'all get along initially?
Yeah. Everything was cool. So we decide that it's gonna be me and Brad. That's it. So I'm sitting in the studio one night, and I see Bushwick rapping Public Enemy. Yes, the rhythm, the rep. He got a 40 ounce, and he's sitting over in the corner, just. Yes, the rhythm, the rebel.
What was he doing in the studio?
What I don't know.
Yeah, how did
he was always hanging out. See, initially he was a dancer for the original Ghetto Boys. He was a dancer.
Really?
He would come out and be a hype man. He'd come out and hype the crowd up before they come out. So we wasn't gonna have any dancing and all that. We was like, that ain't happening with this. But he was still part of the Fifth Ward posse, the clique.
Right.
And he was one of Jay's real good dudes, So he would always be hanging out. So he was just hanging out. And so when I saw him rapping, I was like, man, a light came on. I was like, man, what if we put Bushwick in the group? And everybody started laughing. Because I'm a practical joker from time to time.
Right.
So they started laughing. I said, nah, I'm serious. Let me write him something and let's put him in the group. So Jay had a little trepidation about it. He was like, man, I don't know. What you think, Bill? And Bill was like, I don't know, but I can try. So I took him downstairs into the breakfast room because we were at Jay's ranch. We had a makeshift studio at his ranch.
You see what kind of money Jay Prince getting? He got a breakfast room.
Yeah.
Just a room for breakfast.
Only breakfast for one meal.
Yes.
So I took him down and I asked him some questions about himself, and I embellished it with what I thought it might be like to walk in his shoes. And I came up with Size Ain't. And 3 days later, Bill recorded the song, and he nailed it. And that's how Bill became a Ghetto Boy.
Wow.
Now you left the Ghetto Boys because you said you wasn't getting paid appropriately.
That's not why I left.
Oh, that's
See,
not true?
I never originally wanted to be in a group.
Gotcha.
You were a solo artist.
Yeah, I never wanted to be in a group.
Right.
Never. Groups, too much. Too much turmoil. Too many
ego.
Conflicting personalities and stuff. You got just too much compromising. I just never wanted to be in a group. So I actually became a Ghetto Boy as a favor to Jay. I mean, when I signed with the Ghetto Boy, I didn't think it was some great accomplishment when I got signed to be a Ghetto Boy. Right. I just thought, I'm doing this as a favor to Jay. Because he came to me and he was like, man, I want you to be a Ghetto Boy. And I was like, nah. Because initially I was like, nah, I don't want to be in no group, brother. And he was like, do it for me. So Jay is very, very he can be very convincing,
Yes, he can.
But that phone call.
No, Jay could be very convincing. I mean, he knows how to articulate words very well. So I was like, when he said it like that, I was like, how can you turn down a dude? And it wasn't about no gangsters type stuff, It was like, how can you turn down a dude who's investing in your dream?
Right.
How can you do that?
And then you could still be a solo artist.
Exactly.
He put out like what, 3 solo albums with Rap a Lot, I think?
Yeah, but I was like, when he said it like that, I was like, okay, you got me. So that's the reason why I joined the group. But the reason why I left, because I felt like after Mind Playing Tricks, I had helped the group and get to where the group wanted to be. I helped Jay accomplish his goal, because he was like, if this album don't work, the first album that me, Bill, and Brad did together, he said, if this album don't work, I'm getting out of the game. This is it for me. So I was like, and it was a lot riding on that. I was like, man,
it's work.
And I felt a duty to help make it work.
Right.
I mean, even before even besides just the music, I mean, I was one of the original goons. Like we walk inside of a place or whatever, somebody bumping, Jay, man, get out the way, Like we coming through. When it was time to get those records played, we'd walk into the club. This was when they wouldn't even play hip-hop in the clubs. That was no hip-hop clubs. We had R&B clubs and we had teen clubs. The teen clubs would play hip-hop in Houston. But the R&B clubs prided themselves off of not playing hip-hop music.
Right.
So we come in there and say, hey, man, play this song. Nah, man, I can't play that, man. Mom, I get fired. man, you want to get fired or lose your teeth? Play the song. Nah, man, can't do. Bing, 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 ding, ding, and fries and shake, bam.
So after you knock their teeth out, do they play the record then?
Yeah.
Well, you come right back the next week.
Yeah, okay.
On the biggest night, come right back the next week.
And you just pointed the vinyl.
Hey, and they always try to have a little extra enforcement the next time. They have a couple cops with them, extra cops, or whatever.
And be doing that.
And all this. And so when they would do that, we anticipate that. So we make sure we got some extra enforcement.
All right.
So we got our gang too. So we come up in that very next week, same thing, play the record. Then the manager come around, hey, listen, man, that's not really the type of music we play, man, but we're going to go ahead and play it one time, man, for y'all. And is that cool? Yeah, but play it while people are still in the club. And so the first time they played Gangsta Love in the club, the whole dance floor cleared, but it was one couple two-stepping. I was like, yeah, that's a start, So that's how, we put in work to make Houston a real hip-hop scene. We made some sacrifices because a lot of us really didn't have anything else. It's like, this is it. This is make it or break it. And everybody was in. Everybody was all the way down. I'm talking about from the top to the bottom. And it started with Jay, and it went all the way down to the graphic artist.
I like what you said about. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, personality-wise, though, for you and Bushwick Bill and Scarface, how did you guys get along working in the studio initially? Because I know there was a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah. Initially, it was great. We were all on the same page. Nobody had nothing. Nobody had these lawyers and accountants and fans telling them how great they were.
Right.
So we didn't have the big egos. We were all pretty much, on the same level.
So ego came after success.
After success came, the egos came.
All right.
And everybody started thinking, how much more am I supposed to be getting? Because the thing about the Ghetto Boys is that each of us have our own fan base.
Right.
You got fans that say Willie D is the greatest rapper in the world. You got fans that say Scarface is the greatest. Bill is the greatest. That's what we bring to the table. That nucleus is what made Ghetto Boys so special. And you take that away, you're not going to get the same thing. Even when I left the group and Big Mike stepped in,
it wasn't the
Big
same.
Mike was and Big Mike's a great rapper. He's a great rapper, but you could have put Ice Cube in that position,
It wouldn't have been the same.
and it wouldn't have been filled. And you know what Ice Cube can do.
Absolutely.
But it's just like trying to put me in NWA or something. You know what I'm saying? It's a different field.
How much did you write for the group after that?
Well, I wrote all of my stuff, and
Did you write for Face? Did you write for Bushwick?
well, I wrote a couple songs with that Face rap. Yeah, but as far as Bill though, I'll say about when it came to Ghetto Boy Records, I'll say about 80-90% of everything you ever heard Bill say came out of my head.
So with Faith, like you wrote his actual verses or just like songs, hooks?
No, I actually wrote like whole songs where he rapped on. Like as far as like I'm talking about Ghetto Boy Records.
Yeah, Ghetto Boy.
Like Do It Like a Geo.
Oh, but he wrote his own verses. But
I wrote Do It Like a Geo.
okay,
They saying the verses
The
and
whole
everything.
record, I wrote Do It Like a Geo.
gotcha.
And myself, Bill, and Brad rapped that. So I wrote that song. I wrote another song that I wrote that Face rapped on, rapped the lyrics to was I Ain't With Being Broke, and I did Come On.
Because it's the whole controversy
But-
now with
yeah.
with Drake and having a ghostwriter and things like
Man,
that.
I'm going to tell you something about that. For the real hip-hop enthusiast, that's a must. But for the entertainment business, the music industry, man, that stuff don't matter, man. It really, it's about making great music. And I never tripped on writing for Bill or writing anything that Brad ever did. I was like, this is a Ghetto Boys project. So I'm one of the few people that would, when Brad, besides Jay, if Brad wrote something and it wasn't right, I'd say, man, I'd be like, man, I'm killing you on this verse. Like, I'm killing you, dog. You don't want this. I just start talking that shit because I want him. I know what he can do.
Yeah.
I know what he's capable of doing.
You wanted the
So I
best
want
ever.
the best out of him because if he win, I win. If he win, I win. Ghetto Boys win. Rap-A-Lot win. The fans win. So I need him to be at his optimum at all times. I'm not going to let him slack off, and knowing that he's slacking and just accept that. A lot of artists that are in groups, they hear what the other guy is saying, and they be like, I got it, I'm killing him. And they won't say anything. Right. They won't help him out. And, if there's a word or two here missing or whatever, and you can fill it in. Brad's done that for me. I've done that for him many times. Me and Brad are the writers for the Ghetto Boys.
Okay, that's definitely part of the collaborative process. We're in the room together. We help each other step
and
it up.
we do it like this. It's like this. It's instant. I don't care how much time has elapsed. Bam, we get in there. Bam.
Now, whatever happened to the album y'all supposed to do in 2015? I remember y'all started a Kickstarter for it.
Yeah.
What happened?
I mean, it was one of those situations where it was just not enough. I think it was not first and foremost. I think it was not enough awareness, about the campaign.
Okay.
And then, but secondly, it also had to do with, the lack of artist collaboration, cooperation. Mm-hmm. See, when you putting out a project, you have to let the fans know that you want this more than anything. Mm-hmm. And fans can sniff it out. They be like, man, I don't know if dude is really on board. You have to, as a label, I hear a lot of artists complaining all the time, but as a label head, and I own my own label now, you can only do so much to promote and market a project if the artist is not involved. If you got to have the artist cooperation.
So you're saying all three of you were not cooperating?
No.
Who wasn't involved? Who wasn't there?
Bill or Brad.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. When
Real talk.
Scarface was up here, because you guys were going on tour and doing all of that, he said he was never going back
Play the clip. We got
on tour with y'all.
We got it.
How's it being back on tour with the Ghetto Boys?
That's over.
Damn, face. Very close. So it's safe to say won't be no Ghetto Boy reunion albums, none of that?
No, that's a page in history that is closed for me. I'm done.
There's a few times y'all broke up. Like, let's get back together. It's over.
Hey, look,
do it again.
You see that? I'm not wearing my ring no more. Not married to the Ghetto Boys no more. We're done.
Damn.
I take it the tour didn't go so well.
I don't remember.
What happened with the tour? What was so bad?
The bus broke down.
That's it.
That's it.
Literally, that's it?
That's it. I mean, it was a great tour.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We the fans showed up and showed out. We never had a problem drawing crowds.
Who booked the bus? Did you book the bus?
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
No, I did. I booked it. Look, man. That was the bus from hell. Like, and this is at a time when it was peak season. Right. This is peak tour season. Yeah. So we can't get another bus.
And it was expensive, probably.
And it was to even get another bus would break the whole tour up. I mean, it wouldn't even be worth going out. So it was one of those situations where, I mean, we had to ditch the bus. The bus, we had to ditch the bus in, what was it, Vegas. This was Vegas heat in the middle of the summer.
Oh, my gosh.
And we had to ditch the bus, and we had to get 2 vans. So the way I'm built is like, whatever it is, let's get through it. Complaining has never fixed anything.
True indeed.
See, so my thing is that, okay, the bus has broken down. It's nothing we can do until we get the bus maintenance. It's nothing we can do. So we can sit on this bus and we can cry about how it's sweating and how hot it is and stuff, or we can stop and go get some damn 40s or something, get something cold and drink some beer, man, and just do some reminiscing and just rag on the bus driver or something.
Right. Yeah, it kind of brings you back to your roots, man. Remember,
it does.
This feel like when we was broke, just starting.
Yeah, it does. But you have to be able to make those adjustments. And my thing is always, I'm real good at making adjustments, but I just don't do the complaining thing.
Did y'all have that conversation? What Face expressed just now, did y'all have that conversation?
Yeah, we had the conversation. I mean, Brad know what's up. I mean, he said he done with that and all that stuff. Brad, first of all, Brad say anything. Okay. All right. So that really don't mean nothing. He a ghetto boy for life. He can't shake it if he wanted to.
All right.
I can't shake it. I'm here to promote my solo single.
Right.
Cool.
And I can't shake it. I can't shake Ghetto Boys. I mean, it's embedded in me. I was born a ghetto boy. And as far as being an artist, I'm a ghetto boy for life.
Now, what happened with Texas One Wireless, a company you invested in?
Oh man, that's dead wood. That was just bad. That was just bad dealing. Yeah. I don't even want to go there. that was dead. It's that bad.
Now you was upset at Ted Cruz too because he used "Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster" in an anti-Hillary ad.
Yeah, the thing about that was that dude just kind of tarnished a memory of great art.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I must have missed that one. And that's one of my favorite
So
records. I'm like, when the hell did Ted Cruz
get
use
clearance
that?
from you to be able to use the song?
It's a spoof. You don't have to get a clearance to put out a spoof as long as he's not profiting from it as far as monetarily. Yeah, you can do it.
Did it make you feel good in a way though? Like, damn.
No. When I first heard about it, I mean, I'm serious. When I first heard about it, I was like, not that piece of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Scum. I don't like the dude. I mean, I don't think he's a good person.
Me neither.
So see, some people say, man, well, attention is good attention, and money is money, man, and get the money. See, that ain't me. I just feel like, people should have some type of principles. There should be something that you would see. When I was young, me and my brother, we used to sleep in the bed together, and we talk about our dreams and things. And I remember having this discussion. We was like, well, what would you do for money? What would you want? What would you not do for money? And I think a lot of people know what they will do for money, but I think you got to know what you won't do for money.
Right.
Got to ask yourself that question. What will I not do for money? And, we'd have our answers were like, well, I wouldn't kill my parents for money. I wouldn't kill my sisters or brothers. I wouldn't. Well, yeah, you got to have these questions.
Crazy, yeah.
But some people would do it. I think you have to have that question. I was like, well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't sleep with a man for money. I wouldn't do that. You got
that was coming.
You got to ask.
That's usually the question. It's like, for $1 million, you suck another man.
Nah, you got to ask yourself those questions, and I know that certain things that I wouldn't, and I could have got a bunch of loot. Like even making this song, Coon. I didn't have to make that song. I could have went on about my life.
Hold on, brother Willie D. Now you got to confirm. You got to clear that up. Now you said you could have got a bunch of loot.
Not for sleeping with men.
Yeah,
That's
you
not
gotta
what he was
clear that
referring
up.
to.
No, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that registered like that. I thought that people would give me the benefit of the doubt. But no. But I'm saying I could have got a bunch of loot doing a lot of things, that I did not do because I stood on principle. I was like, this is not something that I want to do, and I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
And so, but when you come into this entertainment industry, they will break you. They will test you. They are going to test your values.
Now, Coon is a single. Who do you consider Coons? Like, who do you out there consider?
On the record,
when
you
you hear the
name
song, you'll hear
Stephen
them
A.
all.
Smith. You
Well,
name
yeah.
Charles
Raven
Barkley,
Simone.
Stacey Dash,
Stacey
Raven
Dash,
Simone.
Yeah, they're all coons. They're all coons. And basically, it's like I said, if you're selling out your people, you're a coon. If you hate your own kind,
You're a coon.
You're a coon. Boot, liquor, shuck, and jive, you're a coon. These are people that regurgitate white supremacist ideology.
But you know what? The problem with the word coon sometimes, I don't think people know the true definition.
They don't, because everything. You're right.
Cool.
Great.
They call us a coon.
Great statement.
They call us a coon this morning because we had Hillary Clinton on.
Exactly. People don't know. They think anytime. Basically, coon has. Basically, the word ghetto has been replaced with coon now. Like anything you do that look kind of remotely ghetto, you're cooning. Like people don't really know what the word means, and really that's really what it is when you sell out your race for the acceptance of others or money.
I was always taught too that a coon is somebody who reinforces the negative stereotypes of black people.
And that's also a coon.
That's why I said when I see somebody like Cat Williams calling Chris Rock a coon, I'm like, nah, bro, you the coon, because you out here acting like a pimp.
Yeah, that's also a coon. That's also a coon, a person that reinforces those negative stereotypes, and especially black people. But I was again on social media a few days ago, and this white guy sent me a message, and he says, "Hey brother, love that song Coon, but we got some white coons too.
And see, that's the deal. When white people do it, it's just, oh, he's just being funny. Yeah. Oh, he's jokey. Like Jim Carrey. If Jim Carrey was black, they say he was the number one coon in the world.
Absolutely.
Well, white people don't have. I mean, white people have a few coons, but they don't have the coons like we got. We got a coon nation going on right now. It's a whole fraternity of coons. Like we're in black coon overdrive. And we need to stop letting these coons. We need to stop letting these coons get away and be accepted. Hey man, we need to do them exactly what those white supremacists are gonna do to them when the cooning is up. They are going to get rid of them coons. They're going to throw them under the bus, just like they did Bill Cosby. When they get tired of you, when they get done with you, or when you piss them off, they're going to kick you under the bus. And where are they going to turn? They're going to try to turn to the black community. Black community, I'm telling you right now, don't accept them. Don't accept them because that cooning is just as dangerous as any gangbanger that's out there tearing up the community. These coons are dangerous.
Now you mentioned Don Lemon
just because they got on suits and nice dresses and they go to nice parties and they're on television and they got the lights and cameras on them doesn't mean that they're good people.
Right. Doesn't make you a role model.
Right. Does not make them a role model.
Now you mentioned Don Lemon on the record. The hood ain't never accepted Don Lemon, bro.
Yeah.
So he ain't got nowhere to go if they stop dealing with him.
Well, the thing about it is this, like, it should be noted that I hear a lot of times people say, well, I remember, I think Charles Barkley said once that, where if there's this notion in the black community that if you do well and, you're not disrespectful or whatever, you're not black enough. That's a lie. The black people that I know, I'm from the gutter, all right, the mud. The black people that I know, if you're doing something great, you're doing something good, they're looking at you like, everybody's like, let's support him. Yeah, let's go. We made it. Because they looking at you and they say, he can do it, I can do it too.
My son could do it. My daughter could do it.
They only get pissed at you when you sell them out.
Right.
They ain't stupid, so they think we're stupid. They think that the people in the hood are stupid. So I can say anything to them, they're going to buy it because they don't have a voice. They don't have money. So I can say anything, I can get away with anything. But the people in the hood ain't stupid like that. So they know when you're selling them out, and that's when they call you out. So don't be trying to say that, oh, they don't like me because I'm smart or I'm intelligent. That's a lie. They don't like you because you forgot where you came from.
Now, you have a show coming up in New York, right?
Yeah. Tonight.
Tell us about the show, because Willie D got to go, guys.
Tonight at Max Fish.
We had a couple more things. We didn't get to everything.
Yeah. Tonight at Max Fish, I got a show. Oh yeah, and y'all make sure y'all come out. The show starts at 8:00 at Max Fish.
Max Fish tonight. Yeah, Willie D got Willie.
Make sure I let y'all know that I'm doing this thing right here with Monster. It's just 24K headsets. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all check that out.
Just tell me how you felt about the We Can't Be Stopped album cover.
Huh?
The We Can't Be Stopped album cover. What was going through your head when that whole situation was going
on? This was my take on the We Can't Be Stopped. I came up with the name We Can't Be Stopped for the album. And I was like, that's the mentality, because I just felt like we could not be stopped because they tried to stop us from making the music and they started to try to stop us from doing shows. So I was like, man, it doesn't matter what they do, we can't be stopped. Gotcha. So when Bill got shot in the eye, I was like, okay. We were at the hospital, and the co-owner Rap-A-Lot at the time, Cliff Blodgett, was like, well, what are we gonna do for an album cover? We got to do this album cover, because we had finished recording the album. It was time to put the album out. So he was like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, well, he's alive. Let's shoot.
We can't be stopped.
Let's shoot the cover.
Yeah.
And Cliff was like, you think he's gonna do that? I mean, I was like, well, who's gonna tell? Who's gonna ask him? I asked him. So I went up to his room, and I was like, Bill, what's up? He was like, he was drowsy. I ain't gonna lie. He was like, but he was like, he was alert. And I was like, man, we need to shoot this cover. You down? And he said yes. Now, in retrospect, would I have done that? Yes. Yes. Because that's what it's about. Man, look, when I think of being true to something, man, if I'm in, I'm all the way in. It's just like I work with Steve Francis.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I work with his foundation, and Steve is one of the greatest ball players that ever played in Houston. I think his jersey should be retired. But bigger than just playing ball, he does a lot for the community. And see, so when you give back, you know, to me, you get extra points.
Right.
When you give back, you get extra points. I don't care how. A lot of these guys get a whole lot of money. They make a whole lot of money, but they don't do anything but take. Mm-hmm. All they do is take, but they don't give. So when you have guys that give back like that, I want to work with them. I want to be a part of what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to we can't be stopped, that's the mentality that I have. Once I align myself with somebody, like I'm doing a lot of stuff with different brands and stuff like that. I'm partnering with different brands to do things. And I'm like, once I align myself with somebody, if I say I like that brand, I'm with that brand, I'm down, I'm going to give you a passionate endorsement. I'm not just going to just be down with it. I'm gonna give you a passionate endorsement.
So you'll only endorse something that you really believe in.
And I know we got to go, but let me say this here. I endorsed a white independent candidate for mayor in Houston this past mayoral election. Mm-hmm. I knew before I did that the black community, many in the black community, would be mad about that mm-hmm. because they think they own us as voters. They think that automatically you're supposed to vote black.
Democrat.
He went and Democrat, exactly. But especially black. If it's a black man, you gotta vote for him. I didn't feel the black man was the best man for the job, that particular job. Okay? I didn't think he was that good. I thought the white guy was the better candidate in this particular race. Now, he had to run on the Republican ticket, and that's where things get a little blurry at, because typically, when you hear Republican, oh, Lord, Republicans. Oh, right. No way I'm voting Republican. And typically, I do not vote Republican because the racists in this country are too comfortable in the Republican Party. Mm-hmm. Republicans, where's the camera? If y'all want to get the black vote, y'all want to get those other votes out there, you're going to have to stop letting racists be so comfortable in your party. Fact. Because that's the biggest problem with the Republican Party.
Your own people within your party.
Exactly. But here's the thing. The Democrats know that we're going to vote Democrat, okay? The Republicans say, well, they're not going to vote for us anyway, so why do I have to give them anything? The Democrats say, well, they're going to vote for me anyway. They're not going to hold me accountable, so why do I have to give them anything? So we get nothing. So my thing is, hey, let's shake this thing up.
Are you officially endorsing Bernie Sanders?
I am. I think Bernie Sanders earned the right to be the president of the United States. This is not something that he came up with. He thought about, well, let me start getting it together because I think I want to run for the presidency. So I think last 8 years or so, let me get it together because I want to run in 2016. No, this man's been running for president for 50 years. You see, this ain't no new phenomenon.
He's consistent.
This man is consistent, and I think he's the most honest of all the candidates. And he's been down, he's been ingrained in the civil rights movement for decades. He deserves to be the president of the United States. It shouldn't even be a vote. But hey, this is the kind of country that we live in. We don't vote for the best person. We vote for who we think can win.
Yeah. Which makes sense. Al Sharpton brought up a good point, too, though. He said, where has Bernie been the past 30 years, though? He said, we always see him as far as civil rights is concerned, but where has he been the past 30 years?
The past 20 years. Yeah.
But hey, where have I been for the last 15 years? A lot of people don't see me. That don't mean they ain't out there doing nothing.
That's true.
I've always been involved in the community. I've always been giving of myself, my time, my influence. I've always made music. It's just this is a different type of climate going on right now. And quite honestly, I was very, very disturbed by it. I was so disturbed that it discouraged me from actually doing something that I love to do, that I know I can do just as good or better than anybody.
You're discouraged by the music industry?
I've been very, very discouraged by the music industry.
Because of the quality of music? Or?
It's the quality of music, man. Imagine being Michael Jordan and Pee Wee Herman is on the court with you. you got to play against Pee Wee Herman.
It's no fun.
You know what I'm saying? And as
challenge.
You know what I'm saying? But besides that,
I like how you said Michael Jordan and Pee Wee Herman. I'm like, oh, Pee Wee ain't never played no ball.
I thought he said Pee Wee.
Pee Wee Herman.
No.
I get it though. I get it.
But I'm saying, man, and the negative. I mean, just the negative juice that's out there right now. If you go on social media, man, you can log on social media right now. I don't care how good you feel. Right. You can log on to social media.
Yes, Lord.
And bam, however great you feel, it will bring you down because people
are so negative. And
people
nasty.
are so negative.
Absolutely.
They so negative. So
talking to you in a way that you know they wouldn't talk to you if they was in your face.
They know a nigga will beat the brakes off their ass if it was if it was a personal situation. They know that. But you know they got like Drake say, you know, what do you say? Twitter fingers turn the trigger fingers. Turn the trigger fingers.
Trigger finger turn the Twitter fingers.
And that's why, you know, I got this thing that I do like every morning. I got this little app that I use called Good Spy, and it send me these notifications, these empowering words of encouragement,
wisdom,
and wisdom, encouragement, motivation.
Right.
It's a great app. So I use this thing, and it send me these alerts, and just so I always wake up feeling good anyway. Mm-hmm. I wake up feeling good, but when you get a little extra bump, it's like I ain't got no woman, so you know that's my woman. you know what I'm saying?
Anymore?
Nah, I'm not married anymore. I'm not married, man. But I had a good run. You know,
I had a good run.
I had a good run.
16 years, right? 16 years.
Hey, in fact, my daughter's in here somewhere. I think she left. She had to leave. Yeah.
Well, you got to go too.
But
they kicking you out, man. You gotta go.
That's it?
Yeah, man, you got to come in and kick it next time a little longer, man.
I'm down.
You got a hell of a history, man.
Did your unsung episode make you want to do a movie, like a Ghetto Boys movie?
You know, I've been really wanting to do something for a real long time, but you know, it's one of those situations where you know everything has to line up. You know, I will say this, and this is off point. You know, but I will say this. This situation that's going on, you know, with the men in our community, in terms of the ones who don't want to be responsible as far as stepping up to the plate, taking care of your babies, taking care of the women, making the neighborhood safe, it's got to stop. See, a lot of dudes ain't gonna say that. See, a lot of dudes in hip hop especially, they ain't gonna say it because they get paid not to say it. You see, I'ma say it. The men in our community need to step up and be the men that they say they are. I'm telling you this. We can't even afford to not do it anymore because y'all see the way that our generations are going. Mm-hmm. Now, even speaking on the generations, we do have some outstanding kids in this generation. I hate it when the people in our generation say, well, the youth today is lost. Well, I'm saying if they lost, who the hell lost them?
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to lose them for them to be lost. And I submit to you that it is our generation and the generations that came before them that lost them. So it's incumbent on us to go back and find them and put them on the right path. Right. And so we got to step up. A lot of dudes ain't going to say that. A lot of dudes ain't going to even say nothing about the gang members. But ain't no way we going to make it unless we clean this whole gang situation up. Absolutely. And then when I hear people outside of the black community say, well, why they can't get their act together? Well, I'm going to tell you something. Why don't you think about this? How successful do you think your race would be if you had a government that targeted you, and you had people that were involved in the conspiracy to actually deny you certain rights?
That's what I told.
And to deny you certain opportunities. They have people in place that sit around, and every 10, 15 years, they come up with something new to try to help destroy the black community. They did it with welfare.
Nixon administration.
They did it with welfare. They did it with the crack cocaine epidemic. They did it with syphilis. They're doing it with mass incarceration. They are targeting our communities. No race of people can reach their full potential when they are being targeted by their own government. The government writes the rules. The government writes the laws. The government enforces the laws. How can you win? Think about that.
That's what I told Hillary this morning. I said, yo, you can't call kids super predators without addressing the system that created those damn super predators.
And not just created it, but that's also making sure that it is very, very live and well. Mm-hmm. They are there. So we have to, man, we got to do it. We got a lot of work to do. So just like they have those organizations and cliques that sit around and try to just think of ways to destroy us, we have to have a counter to that. We have to have one organization that sits around and every time they come with it, knock it down. Soon as they come with it, see it coming, bam, get the hell out of here. That ain't gonna work. Then you have to have another organization, a whole separate organization over here that's making sure that they implement certain programs to make sure that our community is vibrant and that it's alive and that we're able to be productive and get the opportunities that we deserve like the other races do.
Oh, that ain't no Coon talk there, brother.
No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Y'all make sure y'all go buy the Coon record. You know what I'm saying? Because that's part
just
of
part
raising.
one out of a few Coons that you're gonna have.
Man, I'm gonna do. You know what's the hardest thing about writing that song was trying to figure out.
How you feel on the Coons?
I was trying to figure out which Coons was gonna make the first cut. I mean, I had to treat it like an NFL cut. I was like, man, this Coon right here, this Coon been at it for a long time, but he's kind of like played out, getting kind of old. I don't know if this Coon can last. We're gonna put him over here in the reserves.
The current Coon.
But here goes the Coon. This Coon is live, and where this Coon is vibrant.
You went with the first rounds. The first round draft pick.
Yeah, this Coon right here is still going. This Coon right here is fresh. This Coon right here, man, this Coon got all. This Coon got all the qualities of a Coon. He hate himself. Every time there's a black situation with black people, he knock it down. That's another thing. Coons, that's what they do. They sit around, and anytime there's an issue, the easiest way to identify a Coon on television is that watch him every single time there's an issue in the black community. They are always on the side of the oppressor. Charles Barkley fixed out his fat ass mouth to say that he thought the jury in the Trayvon Martin case got it right, so it was no surprise when he said, I think the jury got it right in the Michael Brown case also. You know, that's not surprising.
That's crazy.
This dude is the damn what's the greatest
prime minister
achievement you can
epitome of?
Yeah, he's a prime minister, the general, the grand. This dude, and he should.
High Chief Jamel Al Coons.
And he should not. I mean, any black person that call themselves, having any type of pride about themselves should be ashamed to be associated with this dude in any type of capacity. His mama should disown him.
You said you damn to slap you too.
I wish he would. You know what I'm saying? I wish he would try. First of all, he ain't gonna.
Say he was gonna slap you?
No. I'm saying that's one of his things. He like to talk about how he'll slap somebody. Like, let me tell you something. First of all, it ain't gonna happen. But let's just assume that it did. That'd be the last time in the history that he slapped anybody in his life. Guaranteed. Yeah, like all that old, ain't nobody worried about all that old size shit, man. You know how many I'm walking on right now that's bigger than me? You know how many dudes get chopped down every day? That don't mean nothing. I'm saying we ain't tripping on that. I wish he would. I mean, I need to sell some more records anyway.
Well, there you have it. It's Willie D.
Willie D.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in.